Welcome to Kitchen Chemistry, Chem 104. So in this course, we're going to be talking about food and the chemistry that underlies that food. We're going to spend a long time talking about when we look at a food, what's the underlying chemical compounds in there, and how we can manipulate those compounds to give us satisfying flavors. This is a subject that's very near and dear to my heart. I've been interested in food and the chemistry of food for a long time. You can probably judge by looking at me that I enjoy eating, I enjoy cooking, and to me this idea of making a good meal, making dishes that are high quality, taste good, really stems from our understanding of the chemistry that below. If you understand how those compounds or those groups of compounds are going to react, we can understand and make dishes building on recipes we already have or without recipes at all. So what we're really looking for here in this section is to look at the major components of food and get a sense of what's going on the chemical level, the atoms and molecules. I do a lot of cooking. We'll talk about some of the foods. In the lab portion, we'll be doing experiments where we're making food, very simple foods, but foods still, and seeing how if we change components, that's going to affect the flavors. We'll also be discussing some more interesting things. One of the sections we're talking about is food preservation and fermentation, and in that we're going to look specifically at beer. My current research projects all dwell on our understanding of beer from non-traditional sources. So traditional beer is made with barley. We're looking at, in my research lab, what is the chemical difference between those types of beers and beers brewed from non-traditional sources. So things like sorghum or quinoa. Those cereal grains that do not have gluten in them. And see if we can understand then the chemical differences there, we can get a little bit better understanding of the actual beer itself. So my hope is that through this course we'll learn both a lot about food, but also a lot about chemistry and how those two are related and connected, and how we can make better food by understanding chemistry, and by understanding chemistry through this lens of food. I hope you enjoy the course. There's going to be quite a bit of work. We're covering a lot of material, as you can understand. The world of food is diverse and broad, but we're really hoping that we can get some major components of this idea across and look at the underlying chemistry of those things. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or post something on the forum. I'll be watching those continuously. Do remember that I usually require about 24 hours to get back to you. I'm old. You haven't noticed that? Older than most of you. So I keep different hours. This is an online course, so I'm not going to be able to at all times get back to you right away, but I should at every instance be able to get back to you within 24 hours. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope you enjoy this semester. We're covering a lot of good topics, both in terms of food and chemistry.